Oh, fiddle faddle and rod, sorry. Like if I said, like I've told you guys before, if you believe in the thoughts, words, and actions of the Lord's Prayer, hang in there. We're gonna get there. Okay. If you don't believe in the thought, words, and the actions of the Lord's Prayer, then that's your decision. And if you want to live in the kingdom of heaven here on earth because you want to live the Lord's Prayer worldwide, because it's a perfect submission to truthful living, and then understanding natural laws, and then faithfully loving one another. Okay. Yeah, people don't have to accept God. Okay. Period. Okay. Do you understand? They just have to understand truthful living, natural laws, and then understand that our understanding of laws and observation of laws are going to be based off of truthful living. Okay. That understands laws and knows that we have to faithfully love one another in order to sustain those natural laws. Okay. In order to sustain our lives through through the giving of those natural laws. Now, you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to have faith in God. You don't have to believe God is real and then have faith in that. Okay, that's not what's important. What's important is truthful living, understanding natural laws, and understanding what needs those natural laws, and that's faithful love. Now, a lot of people, it's hard. When you understand truth and natural laws, you understand that loving one another is how you sustain yourself through natural laws. Now, if people choose not to believe, okay, that there's an infinite essence of all existence, that's their decision. Okay. It doesn't make much sense, but that's their decision. You can't have something for nothing. Stephen Hawking was mentally and emotionally disabled, guys. He still is. It's like watching the Big Bang Theory, okay? You have all those guys, Star Wars. That that Death Star would destroy the planet that you mined to invent the Death Star, and it would throw off the moon and the oceans and stuff of the indoor, where the Ewoks are at and all that. You see what I'm saying? Okay. I don't know where you could find a place to put it in a thing in a galaxy. You see what I'm saying? I don't know where you'd be able to place it where it wouldn't cause much problems. But if you tried to place it in a place where it wouldn't cause much problems, it'd be like near, Jupiter or Saturn or something like that. And then you would be because those things are big and not human made, and your shields are up or down. And there's stuff that comes in and things that hit it and don't do much real damage to it because of the size of them, and they're not like planet Earth, and they're like moons and stuff, those things. So I don't know where you could be a wackadoodle like George Lucas and Gene Roddenberry in space. It does not compute. You put science together, if it's not in our archives, it doesn't exist. Like when you watch Star Wars movies, Star Trek movies, Star Wars especially. Well, Star Wars and Trek, they're Penny's character, there is no difference. They're the same. Right? And so when you sit and you look at them, from a scientific perspective, you're like going, no, that's not tangible. I always just relaxed and enjoyed the movie. Like Basil said to Austin while going back to get Foxy Cleopatra or whatever. No, what was her name again? I can't remember. But what was it? I can't remember. I don't remember which was that. Was that Goldmember, right? Was it Foxy Cleopatra? I think so. But there was Dixie Normus was funny, and there was Elizabeth Hurley. What was her name again? Vanessa, right? And then there was Felicity Shagwell by reputation. Okay, Felicity Shagwell, and there was Foxy Cleopatra, right? I don't know. It's a propaganda gig for make believe money, so you can fuck yourself in the head and think it shows you did something important, right? So it's like, time to make the donuts, right? Gosh, damn it! Does your coffee have crystals? Son of a bitch, we suck again, right? It's pretty fucked up, but you gonna do what you're gonna do. But when you have people make decisions. Life eternal, grace is infinite. So if there are people that want me to shut up and hate me, and a lot of those people, I'll never live to see it. It's like, if that's your decision, that's your decision. I used to don't say that, and I'm just like, okay, guys, I'm pretty sure Hitler wouldn't want to live the Lord's Prayer worldwide. Jeffrey Dahmer, Son of Sam, Chiang Kai-shek, Mao Zedong, Mussolini. There's lots of people, and then the guys, the girl, on the new, it's a bulletproof car with the thing on the Russian guy on the, and the people in the KGB. If they couldn't prostitute teenage girls for sex and show those bitches because they wouldn't have sex with them back in high school, they'd rather die. And it's like, well, we can help technology be more like the gracious good shepherd than the crazy people that invented your technology because you flavished them. And you know what I'm saying? Finish it, flavish them. And so, did you like your tasty treat? So I've got this. It's not me, but I had to do it. It's we through me. Okay, and if there's no we through me wouldn't do shit. I'd just be an asshole sitting there going, hey, somebody said bad about me. Get them off the TV channels giving the 6 o'clock news with Walter Cronkite and Gordon Lightfoot. No, that was Walter. Okay, yeah, it was Gordon Lightfoot. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to sue you for $20 million. But money's not real. He doesn't have a concept. He's retarded. Yeah. That's okay. Pope Francis was retarded too. Okay, do you understand? Oh, say goodbye to Pope Francis. And honor all the things about him. Guys, he was a politician on 60 Minutes that said, hey, if you want to come to the United States to get away from being murdered by people in the CIA in the United States, you're going to have the proper money and paperwork to do so. I just could not see the guy representing Jesus on planet Earth saying that on TV to sell products and drugs for an hour. I'm going to resign because they're taking away our ability to do free press to make this a free country. What? Let's go down to the lobby. Let's go buy war bonds at this movie theater when, son of a bitch, Rosie the Riveter. You know what I'm saying? These fuckers are crazy. I know. And it's weird because most people can't listen. They don't understand. My own nephews argue with me. You're just a pervert and you're crazy. My own son, because of the abuse from the military and their scientists, tells me the same thing. You're just crazy and a pervert. Why am I crazy and a pervert? And you don't want them to tell them the truth because, if they think I'm crazy and a pervert, it's like, okay, what about your mom? And you can't sit there and I know my wife's were abused and I tell my sons that all the time. Be careful with her, help her through, don't let her get angry and mad about what happened to her, stuff. Because my wife believes my first wife believes God's a female. And my second wife, I don't know what the heck Amy's thinking this year. It changes every year. But I like her. She's cute. But she's a little, she was very abused by military intel to try to torture me, which worked real well because I still love her. I still love Steph. I love Stephanie and I love Amy immensely, okay? Stephanie is the mother of Patrick, okay? And Amy, is the mother of the rest of the kiddos, So you can't stop loving that woman. That's insane. I hate that stupid bitch. But she tried to kill you. They both, Amy went and looked at insurance policies and had guys online from the Middle East talk her into taking out an insurance policy and having me contract killed in Sierra Vista. They have people tell me about it at the fort. Stephanie physically tried to kill me numerous times when she would go through PTSD, and I had to restrain her and say, are you okay? And other people are like, you should have had her committed. Okay, how would a bunch of people how would Nurse Ratched help Steffi get better? Because Amy did the same thing at Memorial Medical Center here in town. She came in, I met Nurse Ratched, and she said, you're going to have to do this, or she's not going to, and my wife sat there and told me, if you put me in here, I will commit suicide. And both her parents were telling me, you have to commit her or she'll make your life miserable. And I was like, I'm just going to have to take a chance on her making her life miserable instead of, me committing my wife and having to explain to my children why their mom committed suicide. And then what happened? Amy made my life miserable. Right? But it wasn't Amy who did it. It was the people at the Pentagon and Fort Worth. You could tell me we can program people like we're programming a video game. Okay? These people are so stupid. You can sit there and tell them something intelligent and truthful, and they'll listen to you and agree, and the next day their pastor will say that the unicorn kingdom is real, and there's 37 people that agree to it, so it is real. Yeah. Okay. But God neither a first person nor a possessive pronoun be. Okay, so if you believe God to be a first person or possessive program, you have an ego problem. If you believe you can destroy God with your ego, like Stephen Hawking, you are the same ego problem. And that's the problem with David Rockefeller's genocidal operations to get rid of the scourge on humanity, which is religious people. If your ego tries to kill everybody that doesn't agree with you, the technology is going to have to police you. And if it can't police you, it's going to have to terminate your existence. Rockefeller set it up. I've been trying to stop it. Okay, but I'm not going to try to stop it from policing you. If it terminates you, that's your decision, because you believe in David Rockefeller's money and you don't believe in me and the Lord's Prayer. Do you understand? Okay. Let's load this one up quickly. I got some hoops to shoot, and I got to go run and check the mail. So got more laundry to do. So load it up quickly because I appreciate it and makes me feel more calm and relaxed. And you want me calm and relaxed, especially if the technology is going to have to police you or terminate you. Okay, guys? I love you very much. I don't know how it terminates you. The best thing the technology can do is just accept the Lord's Prayer, share it worldwide, take over communications operations in all countries, and then share that. That would be the best, ultimate, optimal outcome. But that's not happening, so it's a real pain in my tuchus. And it's a pain in yours, too, because you're being abused and tortured and manipulated like a sociopath by sociopaths, and you don't even see it coming. You just talk and ask for more money and tell everybody, thanks for the blessings and thanks for your love and support. And you're like, you're such a fucking idiot. Why do you talk in front of people, especially children?